15 minutes. Tonight, we will be going over the cardiovascular system, your vessels and you. Are they a truly marvelous revolutionary system, or another spoof by the scientific community? Tonight, we will find out. I will be your anchor, Stephanie Fiola, my co-anchor, Governor Bones.
Hello, my dear friends.
And I'd like to say thank you to our cameraman, Natalie Hamilton. Sit back and enjoy this amazing journey we will take together. Welcome back to your cardiovascular system, your vessels, and you. We're going to go with a basic overview here. Your vessels start from your heart to your arteries, to your arterioles, and then they go around to your capillaries, to your venules, to your veins, and back to that heart right here. There are 3 different types of arteries, as you can see. You have your elastic, your muscular, and your arterioles. Your elastic arteries are also known as conducting arteries. They're pretty common. Some examples of them would be your aorta and your pulmonary trunk. You also have the muscular arteries known as distributing arteries. These are when the elastic arteries become the muscular arteries. And then you have your arterioles, and they pretty much just control the blood flow into the capillary beds. Now there's the type of capillaries. There's 3 of them: continuous, fenestrated, and sinusoidal. The continuous capillaries are the most common throughout the body. They have tight junctions and intercellular clefts that are rather leaky. Governor Bones can tell you all about that. It's how he died. Next, we have the fenestrated. The fenestrated have holes in them that are called fenestrations. These fenestrations allow the fluid and solute to move in and out of the capillary walls quite freely, and they're located in your small intestine, your endocrine organs, and your kidneys. Now, your sinusoidal capillaries, they leak the most because they have fenestrations and intercellular clefts. They're located in your bone marrow and your lymphoid tissue. And welcome back. We're now moving on to your venous system. Your venous system includes venules and veins. Now your venules, they collect blood from your capillary bed, and your veins, they return the blood to the heart. And these veins also have thinner walls than arteries because they're lower pressure. Now within your veins and your venules, you have lumen. Lumen are basically a hole. And these lumen are large to decrease the resistance. And they're also one-way valves, so blood can only flow back to the heart. Now with your veins, there are some problems that can arise. Varicose veins. Those hideous, ugly spider things that everyone gets. And then there's hemorrhoids that everyone pretends they don't have, but they do. Just ask Governor Bones. But that's okay, we'll move on from that. We're now moving on to blood flow, blood pressure, and resistance. Now remember, your blood flow is measured in milliliters per minute. And that's just through a certain point in the body. It may be an artery, an organ, or just a section of the body. Now the cardiac output is the blood flow for the entire circulatory system. Now moving on to blood pressure. It is measured in millimeters of mercury. I know, that doesn't look right, but it is. Now remember, the force, and yes fans, we are using the force, is what is pushing on the vessel walls. Now that we've gone over the force, it's time to go to the resistance. Peripheral resistance to be exact. Now remember, this is just the friction encountered by blood as it travels through your vessels. And it makes it harder for the blood to move. Now your resistance is affected by 3 things. Blood viscosity, which is the thickness of the blood, so the harder and gooey it is as it squirts out of your body, the better. Not really. It's also affected by blood vessel diameter, and this changes with vasoconstriction and vasodilation, which we'll get into a little bit later. And there's also the total blood vessel length. The longer it is, the harder it is for the blood to move through. Now by these 3 things, you can understand that size really does matter. Now moving on to the relationship between your blood flow, blood pressure, and the resistance. Blood flow is directly proportional to difference in pressure between 2 points. Moving on now, we're going to maintaining blood pressure. which is, as you guessed, extremely important. And remember, when it comes to blood pressure, stability is key. Right, Bones? He said it, so it's true. Now, there are some factors affecting your blood pressure. When your cardiac output increases, your blood pressure increases. And when peripheral resistance increases, your blood pressure increases. And when your blood volume increases, guess again, your blood pressure increases. And remember, you need at least 60 millimeters of mercury to stay conscious. Oh, Governor Bones. Can I have some help on set, please? I need a medic. Or a witch. Whichever one. Please. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Okay. And go ahead to hypertension.
Okay. Now that the witch doctor has fixed Governor Bones and his low blood pressure, we're going to move on to hypertension, which is high blood pressure. And now I'm sure you've heard about high blood pressure before and all the ads on TV. Now let's get down to the bare bones of it. High blood pressure damages the heart wall. Okay. Now let's get down to the bare bones of it. High blood pressure damages the heart and the chamber walls. It puts you at risk for a heart attack. No, it doesn't. Let's get down to the bare bones of it. High blood pressure damages the heart and the chamber walls. It puts you at risk for a stroke and renal failure. As you can see, it is a very serious issue. Alrighty, now remember there are two types of hypertension. Essential hypertension. There are two types of hypertension. Essential hypertension, which is just basically there's no underlying cause. The problem is you. It's a bad diet, not enough exercise, your age, your race, and unfortunately, that darn family tree, heredity, will get you every time. There's also secondary hypertension, which is usually caused by an endocrine disorder. So, you have a little bit more of an excuse there. But again, watch that blood pressure. You also have its opposite, hypotension, which is low blood pressure. And there's three types of this. There's orthostatic hypotension, which is for the old people. It's what causes them to get dizzy whenever they stand up from laying down. If you're young and you have this, that's just sad. There's also chronic hypotension, which is from malnutrition and anemia. So, not a fun one. And there's acute hypotension, which is from shock. Either way, hypo or hypertension, it's not something you want to deal with. Right, Governor Bones? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on an almost 15-minute show, where we learn that your vessels are real, and your body is not just a fluid-filled sack with nothing in it. We are glad you could join us with me, Governor Bones, who unfortunately did not make it to the end of the episode. He did die in truth this time. And our camerawoman, Natalie Hamilton, thank you for not dropping the camera the entire show. We're glad to have you. Thank you. And come again to the next 15-minute show.